Hi, good morning, third graders. Today is Thursday, April 30th, and we're going to continue our exploration of poems. So, our story for today is called The Truth About the Dragon's Tooth. Some words to know as you're reading: the word gloom, which means drab or dreary or sad, and the word feast, which means a very big meal. So, the truth about the dragon's tooth by John Hanson. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and read through this poem. It has 10 stanzas. So after you finish reading the poem, I want you to go ahead and restart the video. Now that you've read through the poem, let's look at question number 1 in the think portion. It says to reread the first stanza. The king called me to his throne and said, "That dragon must be slayed." I bowed and played the brave, strong knight, but in truth I was afraid. How do stanzas 2 and 3 build on this opening? So if we think carefully about this, you need to think about in the first stanza, the narrator is scared, but the narrator decides to be brave and go ahead and fight. So what happens in stanza 2 and 3 because of this opening statement in stanza 1? Think about your answer. Pause your video, make a choice, and then press play. Number 2, stanzas 4 through 10 each add something new to the story. You're going to write the correct stanza number on the line to show when the events occurred and how the story builds. So let's take a look. The giant realizes the knight needs proof. A giant appears. A giant sees the dragon. The giant tosses the knight a dragon's tooth. The knight meets the dragon. The knight is afraid to tell what happened, or the knight realizes the dragon is a pet. Now I'm going to start by looking at stanza 4. So let's go back up here to stanza 4. I rode into the mountains and faced the dangerous beast. The dragon licked its lips and said, "A man, a horse, a feast." So what's happening in this stanza? The knight rides up to the mountains. Here's the dragon. He's on a horse. The dragon sees a feast. Oh, a man and a horse? So he's thinking about eating them. So let's find one of these events down here that matches. Here we go. The knight meets the dragon. This happens in stanza 4. I wonder how well you all can see that. Stanza 4. There we go. So now you just need to go through for stanza 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 and do the same thing I just did. You'll do that by yourself. You can go ahead and pause your video and complete that now. Number 3. Stanza 6. The earth beneath began to shake. What happens in stanza 5 that explains why the earth is shaking? So you need to go back to stanza 5 and figure out why the earth is shaking and choose that answer for number 3. Number 4 has 2 parts. How do stanza 6 and 7 change how the knight feels in stanza 5? So the knight feels a certain way in stanza 5, and then something happens in 6 and 7 to change how the knight feels. So you need to go back and read stanza 5, 6, and 7 to find the answer to this question. Then for part B, you're going to underline one detail from stanza 6 and one detail from stanza 7 that supports your answer. So you have to find one thing that happens in stanza 6 and one thing that happens in stanza 7. Underline it to prove your answer is correct for part A. Number 5. What does the giant do in stanza 9? So you're looking for something that the giant does in stanza 9. You need to go back and reread stanza 9 and look for the key word that's talking about the giant. In stanza 10, why is the knight afraid? Go back to stanza 10 and find why the knight is afraid. Number 7, reread the second stanza. It's right here. This is the second stanza. As I dressed in shining armor and sharpened sword and lance, a voice inside me whispered, "You haven't got a chance." What 3 words help you to understand what a lance is a type of weapon? As I dressed in shining armor and sharpened sword and lance. Which 3 words help you to know that a lance is a weapon? Number 8 is your short answer question. And this is what I want you today to take a picture of and send it back to me. That way I can see your finished work and give you any help if you need any. But at the beginning of the poem, you think you will be reading about a knight fighting a dragon. How do stanzas 6 through 9 change the whole story? So you need to talk about what happens in stanzas 6 through 9 to change what we think will be happening. So we think that the knight's going to fight the dragon, but that changes. So you need to write about that in your short answer question today. The mystery word for today is giant. So send me the word giant and send me a picture of your work. And I hope you all have a fabulous Thursday. Love you. Bye.